Hi everyone, it's David live from Granada yet again for week 11. So here I am, yours truly, your long lost son, brother, nephew, grandson, friend, and perhaps role model, although I won't hold my breath. So I think that this will be a somewhat shorter entry, although I think I always start out saying that, which isn't always the case. It'll be short because I've been awfully sick this past week. It's not, well, I guess I should probably just come out and start with what it is. It's some sort of weird stomach thing, probably a stomach flu or maybe gastritis from a medicine that I took that was really, really good at knocking out the head cold that I had before and all the aches and pains and congestion that I had with that. But might have ended up being bad for my stomach and killing off all the bacteria or just getting it inflamed or something like that. So my stomach hurts a lot to the point where I really just want to curl up into a ball or lie down and spend a couple of hours lying down if I walk a lot. Although that's been getting better and better. I was in Seville over the weekend and it really only hurt me after 3 or 4 hours of walking. Or also after I've eaten, particularly if I had Mexican Saturday and that was a horrible, horrible idea. So it hurts if I don't just lie down and let it pass, then it kind of turns into this nausea, which is strange. I haven't felt nauseous very often in my life, so it was kind of a long process of trying to identify this strange new feeling of nausea. And if I ignore the nausea, eventually I just kind of need to go throw up. So that's only happened twice, and it hasn't been a lot, so that's been good. But I thought originally, the first time that I felt it was Monday, no, shoot, sorry, Tuesday actually, which was kind of weird. I thought that maybe because I had done a lot of exercise last Monday, particularly with the abs, it was some sort of weird soreness that just really acted up whenever I was walking. So I figured, it was just soreness from using my abs when they really, really wanted to be left alone. So mind you, that didn't stop me from going to the gym yet again on Tuesday and also on Thursday because I'm just stubborn like that and left all of my common sense, I guess, back at home. But as I stopped going to the gym and noticed that it was a lot more oriented with food, and also just because it was kind of getting worse, like Thursday was sort of a low point where I realized I was just sensed that I was hungry and forced food down and just was, I don't know, probably knocked off my feet for a good 3 or 4 hours. So I went to the pharmacist, and they suggested a couple of things which were herbal, and I think so far, they help. They haven't knocked it out completely, I guess, which maybe you don't really ever expect with herbal medicine per se, but they have helped, and I've noticed too that if I don't really challenge my stomach, i.e. having Mexican, it seems to be pretty good. The big issue right now is that whenever I get hungry, which happens pretty often since I've been adjusting my diet, currently, having a lot of white bread, a lot of noodles. For dinner, I had this really, really awesome bowl of ramen noodles with some white fish that I boiled into it. And I don't know if it's just because it was something that was so easy on my digestive tract or, if it was the first day that I had something with some semblance of flavor beyond whatever plain rice or plain chicken or plain yogurt or plain anything tastes like. It really, really is sitting well right now. So praise God for that. Anyway, looping back to the pharmacist, I don't know if this happens in the US, I've never actually tried it, but they have pharmacies pretty much around the corner of every block. And it's nice because you walk in, they're there pretty much to check you out, but also to tell you what to get based on your symptoms. So you go in and say, I have this and this. They'll give you 5 options and usually give you a pretty good profile of why they recommend one option over others, whether it's a generic cheaper equivalent or whether it's higher quality, more pure, or whether it's homeopathic or what have you. So it's nice. Again, I've never tried that with the pharmacists in the US. So for all I know, maybe this is one aspect of their services that they've been able to do all this whole time. I guess it's something that Andrew could probably explain more, assuming that he watches this, which he might not. So I think that's pretty much everything I have to say about being sick for the time being. Things I'm hoping to, don't worry, I'm going to go to the doctor in the next 2 or 3 days if things don't get better. I did go Thursday, but they wanted to charge me something like €50 in cash, which would have been very inconvenient, and I didn't have it on me, so I just went to the pharmacist instead and got things taken care of there. What I will do tonight, since I unfortunately forgot my little insurance card back at home, or something. Maybe they didn't even send them out this year. I'm not sure exactly what the news is, but I'm going to look up and get information about what exactly my insurance is through the university and where I can go for that, so that I can either be sure that I'll get reimbursed, or just have them take care of all the reimbursement stuff without me having to put money down on anything. So as I said, my stomach gets really, really upset whenever I'm hungry. So that's kind of the big thing now. I'm a lot better about walking and a lot better about eating. So I'll give it a few more days just to not abuse the system, I guess, or something like that. And also, I do have a couple of things that I want to prepare. I'm going to Madrid this I guess the tentative plan is Thursday and Friday. I'm staying with a friend who I met through the seminar that I took in Copenhagen in Denmark, named Brett. So it'll be nice to catch up with him. I'm also hoping to catch up with a couple of my conversation partners who were there, although I've lost a lot of contact information. And I know a few people through Facebook, but I'm not sure who even regularly checks Facebook. And a couple of my friends didn't even have a Facebook account. So it might not be social. I'll bring a book or something like that, and go see the Prado or a museum or something like that. But if you happen to be in Madrid and watching this, let me know, and we'll meet up. So I'm going to renew my passport, which expires on the 12th of April, which is kind of weird to think about. It makes one a bit nostalgic to think, well, shoot, I've had this little passport for 10 years. I remember it was for, perhaps unironically, I got it last minute. I think it ended up coming or being delivered to me like a couple of weeks before I was supposed to leave for Spain. The first time, 10 years ago, which is just kind of crazy to think about. I'll probably end up staying here long enough that I'll be able to say that I was in Spain 10 years ago, to the day, as it were. So, also mixed feeling, because that little passport has been good to me, and despite the fact that I've abused it by probably washing it at least once and keeping it in my back pocket rather than one of those nice little case or envelope things that a lot of more civilized and more responsible people do, it's stood the test of time. Has stamps from, goodness, Macedonia, Egypt, Turkey, Russia, Taiwan, Costa Rica, and whatever other countries I've been to that I'm blanking on right now. I guess Spain would be one. So I'm a bit nervous about that, just because, well, not nervous, reluctant to do it, because Madrid's not my favorite city in the world. I've grown more and more convicted as I've seen other cities besides Madrid that I really don't like Madrid terribly much, which some people would kill me for saying. And also it's kind of inconvenient. It'll be like a 2 or 3 hour trip there, 2 or 3 hour trip back, and I'm not sure how easy it is to renew a passport in a foreign country, since I've never tried it before, and it seems like it's one of those things where it could be rife with disasters of any sort. But please pray for me with that, and hopefully it'll go well, and I'll have one of those new exciting passports with the little chips in them, because I think I was like 2 or 3 years early for that. It's unfortunate because they're taking away my old passport, and I'll lose all the stamps and all the memories that I had with that. But que sera, I guess it's the start of another epoch, and hopefully if I play my cards right, I'll be able to swing up to England and down to Morocco, and then for the seminar to Finland, and then who knows if I get accepted for this thing in Venice. Which also, please do pray about. Although you might be reluctant to, because it means that I'll be extending my stay here until July, rather than as soon as I theoretically pass the exam. Which takes me to yet another theme that might be of interest to some of you. I haven't heard anything back on the first portion of the exam. Thursday night here, Thursday afternoon back at home, I emailed both the coordinator here and the coordinator at the University of Chicago to tell them this is the situation. These are the people you need to talk to arrange a time for me to take the exam. And I haven't heard anything, which was a bit frustrating. They might have been having a conversation between the two of them without including me, or I might have done something wrong. I checked it, and it seemed like it did go through to both of them, but it has happened to me far, far too many times where I've thought that I've sent something and it ended up just going to my little draft folder. So hopefully it'll happen this week, although with going to Madrid, it'll kind of be a drag, but it'd be nice to just get it done. As I said, I'm not terribly optimistic about passing, but it'd be nice to get a pat on the shoulder saying that I've improved, or nothing else, just a whole new list of errors that I have to start memorizing and internalizing and learning to be a lot better about. So if I don't hear anything from them today, I'm going to send them an email prodding them both tomorrow. I haven't even talked about, unfortunately, the most exciting thing that I did, which was upset stomach aside. I went to Seville with Maria, and we hung out with one of her friends there. So that was a lot of fun. Seville's just a really, really pretty city. Reminded me of Granada a lot in some ways, although it was definitely different. You had the more sense that it was a bit more cosmopolitan, and also, I guess, just kind of a lot. It seemed richer, like cleaner, I guess, and just a lot more touristy. So between trying to cope with my stomach and sleeping in and things kind of shutting down 5 and 6, I only saw 2 things, but I did like a pretty good job of seeing them. Like I spent all day in the cathedral downtown, which was really, really great. Just, you know, the image of Gothic perfection. I messed around with the ISO settings on my camera phone, so hopefully that means that some of the pictures that I'll be posting at some point and including and sending on as a link, that some of the stained glass pictures showed up good, or showed up well. But just really, really impressive, huge, huge structure, just incredibly elaborate architecture and ornamentation on the outside. I really feel like it's one of the biggest cathedrals that I've been in here, and you know, just really, really awesome. Even more impressive than that, though I'm kind of hesitant to even say that, was the Alcatares, which is Spanish for the fort, although it was really more like a palace. So sumptuous gardens, fountains at every corner, peacocks, this really, really awesome little water organ, which I guess is one of 4 in the world that was restored just a few years ago, where it shoots out water just like any fountain, but there's a mechanism inside. They didn't really explain it, that that just plays music continually for like a solid 10 minutes through a little organ. So really, really good. The palace itself was just incredible. The intricacy of the mosaics, the quality of the tiles, the layers of, you know, textures and all that sort of stuff. And you'll see, hopefully, you'll see when I post the pictures, but it was just incredible. Not at all what I expected. I had no idea that Seville was home to something quite so wonderful and so beautiful, but just, you know, out of this world. I hope that the pictures are as impressive to you as, you know, being there was to me. So this is actually the 3rd time that I'm doing it. I deleted the 2nd attempt because I really thought that it was a bit circuitous, but as I'm thinking about it, I've actually been pretty direct. I guess I just had a lot more to say this time than I expected. But if you could, please pay for my stomach, please pay for the exam. It'd also be really awesome to go to Venice, both because it's Venice, but also because the ISO is like a really, really renowned organization, and it'd be a great boon for my career if I was able to present there and rub elbows with, you know, some of the foremost experts in my line of work that there are. Also, if it'd be cool to go there with a couple of, you know, go there and catch up with a couple of you Chicago people, as well as my advisor, Fred. So I think that's it. I love and miss all of you. Keep the emails coming. If you don't write me emails, do write me emails, or come talk to me on Facebook or Skype or something like that. I love and miss all of you. I'm really, really looking forward to seeing you all again.